Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Senate Committee on Business Professions and Economic Development. Since we do not have a quorum as of yet, we'll begin as a subcommittee. We do have 10 bills on our file today. However, at the author's request, we will pull file item 7, SB 1209, and number 9, SB 1228 from the agenda today. So I see 7 and number 9, yes. Thank you. So as a subcommittee, we will begin. Senator Monning, I see you're here. Item number 1, SB 945. Welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and member. Member for now. SB 945 establishes minimum standards for the care of pets while they are in boarding facilities. It was surprising for me to learn that there is nothing in law addressing pet boarding facilities, and I suspect most pet owners who board their pets are unaware that California law does not have any standards for the care in law, such as the condition and safety of the facilities, limitations on the amount of time animals spend in cages, the quality of food and water, or emergency evacuation plans. The level and quality of care at pet boarding facilities varies widely. While some facilities are exemplary, providing safe and loving environments, others do not meet very basic standards. There are unfortunately many tragic stories of animals being severely injured or even perishing at boarding facilities due to neglect, poorly maintained equipment, or failure to ensure hazardous materials are not present around boarded animals. Senate Bill 945 seeks to establish minimum standards for pet boarding facilities so that there is recourse for consumers. Many pet owners view their pets similarly to how parents might view their children, and tragedies can be avoided if minimum standards of care are established. I'd like to urge I vote at the appropriate time, but with the permission of the chair, would like to present Karen Lang on behalf of the State Humane Association of California.
Good. Thank you, Senator Monning. Ms. Lang.
Good morning, good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members. Karen Lang on behalf of the State Humane Association of California. I want to apologize. Our executive director was supposed to be here, but woke up with a stomach bug, so I'm doing my very best for her today. SHAC represents, State Humane Association of California represents about 147 public and private shelters, and they've seen a glaring need in the statute for some sort of minimum standards to be added. And the bill before you is modeled after the pet shop law, which passed nearly unanimously through this legislature several years ago. SHAC is considered sort of the boots on the ground. They see what is needed in the animal welfare community, and they are the, oftentimes the first phone call that they will get. And in Contra Costa County over Christmas break, a very specific reason why this bill was needed, an animal escaped a boarding facility. The owner did not call, the pet boarding facility owner did not call anybody, didn't call animal control, didn't call the owner. The dog was discovered 12 days later having been thrown off a bridge. The vet bills were $12,000, and the only reason that the owner was even reunited with the dog was because someone took the dog to the animal control in Contra Costa County, and that's how the owner was reunited. The bill, if it were enacted at the time and the owner was compliant, would have been able to follow the procedures outlined in the bill, which would be to call the owner, call animal control, let them know the dog is missing. And we think that if the bill were to be enacted, almost all folks that run these kinds of facilities would do the right thing and follow these very minimum standards. I want to emphasize we're not establishing any kind of new board or department or bureau. This is going to be a complaint-driven set of statutes. So if you have a problem, you discover a problem, you would call local animal control, your local humane officer, and they would help enforce what we're asking to be put into the statute. This isn't going to create any kind of new oversight that would be proactive. It would just generally be reactive. And also, there are no criminal violations. It's citations. We're not creating any new crimes here. We know that that's a tough one for any bill these days, and so we're not doing that. It's complaint-driven, and it would be citations, not criminal violations. Happy to answer any questions that you have when we ask for your I vote at the right time.
Very good. Thank you very much. Before we ask for other witnesses in support, I'd like to establish a quorum if we could. So would the committee assistant, Carmelda McKenzie, who happens to be celebrating her birthday today, if you would call the roll, please.
Hill.
Here.
Hill here. Bates. Bates here. Berryhill. Berryhill here. Block. Galgiani. Galgiani here. Hernandez. Jackson. Mendoza. Wachowski. Wachowski here.
Very good. We do have a quorum. There are other witnesses in support. Please come forward. Thank you.
Nicole Wortelman on behalf of Social Compassion Legislation. We appreciate the introduction of the bill and are in support.
Very good. Thank you. Of course. Come forward. Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and members. Christina DeCaro, representing the California Veterinary Medical Association. We want to thank Senator Monning, his staff, SHAC, the sponsor, and of course this committee for your help over the last couple of weeks. Currently, there are two kinds of models of boarding with veterinary hospitals. One is where you have a veterinary hospital and then boarding under the same roof. In that case, the Veterinary Medical Board is issuing a premise permit to the facility, and that allows for their inspectors to go in and cite them for things like unsanitary conditions. So we presented this issue to the sponsors, and they understand this is kind of a unique situation. We don't want a double enforcement situation because in these cases, they could be fined up to $5,000 for noncompliance. We do have some veterinarians who happen to own a boarding facility. It may be on an adjacent property. The inspectors cannot get to that because veterinary services are not being provided. They don't have a premise permit, and those folks would have to comply under the terms of the bill. But we think that the amendments taken recently in the March 29th version of the bill were very reasonable. They go a very long way, and so our folks feel like they can comply. And so we would just ask the committee's consideration for that special exemption that we talked about so that there wouldn't be double compliance issues. Thank you very much.
Very good. Thank you very much. Others in support or tweeners? Those in opposition? Please, wherever you're comfortable.
Coming up as a tweener, sorry, a little late.
Okay. That's right.
Angie Minetti with the California Retailers Association. Just wanted to raise some concerns. We've been working with the senator and his staff who've been absolutely wonderful in fleshing out a couple of the details, certainly supportive of the senator's intent and work on this legislation, but wanted to clarify some of the provisions of the bill that relate to pamphlets that are provided to owners in respect to the specific conditions that their pets are going to be under in our pet boarding facilities. So just wanted to say that we are working with the senator and his office on those provisions, and it's been very positive.
Great.
So,
Thank you, Ms. Minetti.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator.
Anyone else in opposition? Please. Tweeners as well. Okay, that's fine.
Actually, so Chairman Hill and members of the committee, my name is John Lapham, and I'm the general counsel at a company called Rover. And we actually have partnered with a great number of the members of the State Humane Association as well. And Rover is a marketplace technology company that serves as a match between pet owners and pet sitters. It was founded on a love of dogs and provide a safe, local, informed alternative to larger commercial facilities, and as insurance against your neighbor or sister-in-law canceling on you before you go on vacation. Rover.com is active with thousands of pet owners in the state of California. It enables people to see things like background checks, review sitter experiences, get training on safety, and have used that to kind of merge technology and compassion in a way that allows you to find a sitter that's going to be best for your pet. And through this way, we've been able to ensure that there are fewer accidents with animals and they receive the safest care possible. We would like to thank Senator Monning in working with us to address our concern about the number that involved for a pet boarding facility. And we support an amended bill as it is that defines a pet boarding facility as one with 4 or more animals to be watched for compensation. We think that this step still encourages safe, local, affordable pet care and pet ownership, and it still promotes safety in larger facilities at the same time. And we think that that encourages our larger goal of having affordable ownership and adoption and placement of animals. So thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Are there other tweeners or opposition? Very good. We'll bring it back to the committee. Any questions or comments?
No,
Senator
just
Berry.
real quick, so you did take the VETS amendment?
Yes, we're working on, we're in total agreement that if they're already under regulation as a veterinary hospital, our bill would not apply. If they have an adjacent separate building that's just a boarding facility, that would fall under these requirements, and as you heard, they seem okay with that.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
move the
And that
bill at the
amendment
right
will be
time.
taken in the Appropriations Committee,
Yes.
is that my understanding? Very good, thank you very much. Senator Bates.
Thank you, and Senator Monning, really, I'm very supportive of you, the direction you're going in. I did have from a local constituent, and I guess there have been some issues in one of my cities on this very topic. They've asked that an amendment, if you would consider, to exempt local jurisdictions that already have enforceable regulations, and I think those grew out of a very unfortunate situation in that particular community. So I'm not sure whether you've heard this before. I'm prepared to support the bill, but I would really appreciate if you would take that under consideration, and I can provide you more information regarding what we have in this particular region. It's in North San Diego County, and you know there's many, many groups down there that are very involved in the care and treatment, humane and of animals. So I think this is a legitimate.
Good, well, I appreciate you raising it. It's the first I've heard of that.
Yeah.
And I think, again, we want to establish a foundational, and maybe we could have language that if there's local jurisdictions that meet that foundation or go above, then we would defer to their enforcement. But glad to look at that. And again, we're coming into an industry that we learned is unregulated. We had two tragedies in my district, one in San Luis Obispo County, one in Monterey County, involving the death of boarded pets. So look forward to learning more about
Yeah, and
that.
I'll provide you with that, so you have time between now and approves to
Sounds great.
take a look at it.
Good, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good, thank you, Senator Bates. Seeing or hearing no further questions or comments, would you like to close?
Just respectfully ask your aye vote. The tweeners were, as you heard, we're
Aye.
working with everyone, and we're encouraged by the level of consensus in the pet owner community and even operators of these facilities, most of whom do an amazing job. And so we're just trying to make sure everyone's at a minimal standard. Respectfully would ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Senator Monning. Do we have a motion from Senator Berryhill? Please call the roll.
Motion is due pass to Senate Appropriations. Hill.
Aye.
Hill, aye. Bates.
Aye.
Bates, aye. Berryhill. Berryhill, aye. Block. Galgiani. Galgiani, aye. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Jackson. Mendoza. Wachowski. Wachowski, aye.
6-0. That vote, 6 votes, so it will be up. We'll hold the roll open for absent members. Thank you. We do have one item on the consent calendar today, file item 2, SB 952 by Senator Anderson, dealing with pharmacy technician licensure. So what I'd like to do is, we'll take that item up, but I'd like to note that it could be helpful as we continue our discussions about pharmacy technician licensure for the Board of Pharmacy, to conduct a kind of an occupational analysis in order to determine which of the there are a number of national certifying examinations, which one makes the best sense and the most sense for California pharmacy technicians. So as the board is currently being reviewed by the committee as part of its sunset review process, I look forward to our discussions with them and trying to determine what would be the best way to do that. So
Would you like a motion?
I would like a motion. Thank you,
So
Senator
moved.
Wachowski. Motion on the consent calendar, item number 2. Please call the roll.
SB 952 due pass to Senate Appropriations. Hill.
Aye.
Hill, aye. Bates.
Aye.
Bates, aye. Berryhill. Berryhill, aye. Block. Galgiani. Galgiani, aye. Hernandez. Hernandez, aye. Jackson. Mendoza. Wachowski.
Aye.
Wachowski, aye.
6, that has 6 votes. We'll hold the roll open for absent members. Senator Monning, SB 1059, item number 4.
Well, thank you,
Welcome
Mr.
again.
Chair and members. Senate Bill 1059 will correct an oversight in recent legislation that will block some veterans in California from utilizing their GI Bill benefits to receive a legal education. Assembly Bill 2099, authored by Assemblymember Frazier in 2014, restructured the criteria that determines which degree-granting institutions are eligible to accept Title 38 veterans benefits. The legislation inadvertently removed eligibility for law schools that are accredited by the California State Bar's Committee of Bar Examiners. These 19 State Bar accredited law schools are almost exclusively 4-year nighttime programs that serve a non-traditional student population. These schools are typically more affordable than larger ABA schools, law schools, and offer an educational format that is often the only option for students with families, professional students, or those seeking a career change. Bar-accredited law schools must maintain specified bar passage rates and are approved only through an extensive accrediting process modeled after the ABA accreditation and comparable to that of regional accreditors like WASC. The loss of Title 38 eligibility under AB 2099 will effectively block access to veterans seeking a legal education at one of these accredited institutions, many of which are the only source of legal education in some regions of the state, particularly in rural areas. Cal Northern School of Law, which is based in Chico, for example, is the only option for attaining an accredited legal education from Sacramento to the Oregon border. Veterans who live in rural areas, which already suffer from a lack of legal services, will now be forced to uproot their lives and families to find a law school that will accept their Title 38 benefits. Senate Bill 1059 provides a simple fix to this injustice by reestablishing the Title 38 eligibility that bar-accredited law schools have maintained for decades. The committee's analysis recommends that SB 1059 include additional specified criteria that further demonstrate the program quality of bar-accredited schools. I agree with this recommendation and pledge to work with the chair and committee staff to include additional quality criteria as the bill moves to the next committee. Members, I ask that you join me in ensuring that all veterans have the ability to access a legal education with the benefits they've earned and vote yes on SB 1059. And with the chair's permission, I'd like to turn to two witnesses in support, Dean Mitch Winnick of the Monterey College of Law, which is based in my district, along with Dean Jim Chiavenza, president of the Association of California Accredited Law Schools, and the dean of Lincoln Law School based here in Sacramento. Thank you,
Senator Monning. Please. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Senator Monning. Thank you, members of the committee. My name is Mitch Winnick. As Senator Monning said, I'm the president and dean of Monterey College of Law and San Luis Obispo College of Law, two of the California accredited law schools here in California. It was quite a surprise to us when we found out this past January that AB 2099 had passed, and honestly, we didn't even know this affected us until one of our schools was notified by the VA that, oh, by the way, after 40 years of having been approved by the VA to take and accept veterans benefits, we no longer would be able to do so. In a community like ours, as many of you I'm sure know, Monterey Peninsula has been the home for 100 years of military institutions, from Fort Ord to the Naval Postgraduate School to the Defense Language Institute, and another 10 or 11 research institutes that work with the military. The effect of this bill, the clearly unintended consequences of 2099 would mean that after 40 years, we'd have to tell graduate students who wanted to come get a legal education that they'd have to move out of our area for them and their benefits. So we truly believe this was an oversight in the original bill, and we thank Senator Monning for coming up with a simple, straight fix. I would reinforce the fact that we are regulated by the State Bar of California. We are reviewed every year by the VA and by CSAVE to make sure we're in compliance with all the rules. So I don't think you'll find that there's any additional risk to the benefits, so that you will not be watering down the effect of 2099 by fixing this bill. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dean.
Yes. Mr. Chairman, James Chiavenza. I'm chairperson of the Association of California Deans for the California Accredited Schools. I'm also a professor and dean at Lincoln Law School of Sacramento. I've been a professor at Lincoln Law School for over 30 years, and I've been the dean for a little more than 5 years. One thing I'd like to do is personalize the bill in the sense that I spoke with a prospective student on Friday as part of our admissions process. A 33-year-old woman lives here in Sacramento. Both parents are veterans. She'd be eligible for veterans benefits. 3.8 grade point average, a law school admissions test score in the upper 20%, degree in paralegal studies, has wanted to be an attorney since moot court in high school. Life got on the way between high school and now, and she would like to attend our school. She'd be able to attend our school while living in Sacramento, working in Sacramento, and I certainly have no objection to her being admitted. Her qualifications are impeccable. And I had to tell her on Friday that because of 2099, she would be ineligible for veterans benefits at our school, and she would have to do something other than her veterans benefits to afford tuition at our school and books and the like. She responded to me, I will take out the appropriate loans to go to your school. And that's why we're here today. We're trying to make sense of something in 2099 that really didn't make sense from our perspective. We've been in existence since 1969, Lincoln Law School of Sacramento since 1969, accredited by the State Bar since 1978, working with Title 38 benefits almost that entire time, and it makes no sense that that be discontinued under these circumstances. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean. Other witnesses in support? Pete?
Mr. Chairman, members, Pete Conity, governmental advocate for 20 veterans groups in the state representing over 1 million veterans. And we have a letter on the way, and we are in strong support of Senator Moning's bill. I have followed the veterans attending for-profit schools issue for the last 5 or 10 years. And I've worked closely with CalVet, and I have never heard of any problem with these local State Bar accredited law schools. So we would urge your support for this bill and a way to help veterans, particularly veterans in rural areas that want to get a law school education.
Very good. Thank you very much. Others in support? Is there anyone here in opposition to the legislation? Seeing no one, bring it back to the committee. Questions or comments? None? Very good. Senator Moning, would you like to close?
For the reasons stated, would respectfully ask for your aye vote. I just want to thank the committee staff as well, who've been very helpful in shaping this to make sure we are addressing unintended consequences and preserving the integrity of accredited state law schools. Thank you.
Senator Moning's on a roll. 2 great bills today so far. And
I'll move the bill.
Very good. We have a motion by Senator Wojciechowski, and I did want to just say that, and I appreciate your comments, Senator Moning, on the non-accredited schools that I think that perhaps the committee should look at to see if the consumer is being protected in there. And I'd like to maybe see if there's a way to do that, because that's really key, is that they're deserving of the same protections as others. So
That's right. And I think Senator Block has another bill that addresses this issue. And for committee members, as this resurfaces and other committees are on the floor, we are talking about the group of California accredited law schools. There are a group that are not accredited, and we are not here on their behalf today.
Very good. Thank you, Senator Moning. Please call the roll.
Motion is due pass the Senate rules. Hill?
Aye.
Hill, aye. Bates?
Aye.
Bates, aye. Berryhill? Berryhill, aye. Block? Galgiani? Galgiani, aye. Hernandez? Hernandez, aye. Jackson? Mendoza? Wachowski?
Aye.
Wachowski, aye.
That bill has 6 votes. We'll hold the roll open for the absent members.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, members. And
Thank you very
happy birthday to the clerk. It's my younger daughter's birthday today as well, April 4th. She's in good company.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Senator Pavley, good afternoon. Welcome. We're moving to item number 3, SB 999, Health Insurance Contraceptives Annual Supply.